You know that moment when someone's mood suddenly changes and you feel responsible. You instantly start thinking what you said wrong, even if nothing actually happened. Your mind replays everything, trying to fix something that might not even exist, and without noticing, you slowly shift your behavior just to make things feel okay. You smile a little more, speak softer, adjust your tone, trying to stabilize everything, because deep down, you feel like keeping peace is somehow your responsibility. Even when no one asked you, your body reacts like it's your job. And this doesn't just happen once, it becomes a pattern you live in. You start reading people's faces like they're signals you must respond to immediately. And if something feels off, you feel off too without knowing why. Now think about conversations where someone goes quiet, and your mind fills the silence. You assume they're upset, even when there's no clear reason at all. So you start adjusting yourself, trying to fix a feeling that isn't yours. People think you're just caring, but it actually runs much deeper than that. Your brain is trying to prevent emotional discomfort before it even happens. It's like you've learned that tension equals danger, even in small moments. So instead of staying present, you move into emotional problem-solving mode automatically. You stop being yourself and start becoming what the moment needs from you. And over time, that slowly disconnects you from your own real feelings, because you're always focused on what others might be experiencing instead. In group settings, you might notice yourself scanning everyone's reactions constantly. You laugh when others laugh, even if you didn't fully feel it. Or you hold back opinions, just to avoid shifting the emotional atmosphere. It looks like social awareness, but it often comes from emotional pressure inside. You feel like one wrong move could change how everyone feels around you. So you stay careful, controlled, always managing the emotional environment quietly. But here's the part people don't usually notice about this pattern. You end up carrying emotions that were never actually yours to begin with, and because you carry them, they start to feel like they belong to you, even though they came from someone else's mood or reaction entirely. This often starts earlier than you think, in environments you didn't question. Maybe you learned that keeping others calm meant things stayed safe, or that noticing emotional shifts helped you avoid tension or conflict growing. So your brain adapted by becoming highly aware of emotional changes around you. Not because you wanted to, but because it helped you feel more secure. Over time, that awareness became automatic, like a background process always running. You didn't choose it consciously, but now it shapes how you relate to people. And that's why even small mood changes can feel so important to you, because your system treats them like signals you need to respond to quickly, even when logically you know it might not actually be your responsibility. Think about texting someone, and they suddenly reply differently than usual. Your mind immediately tries to decode what changed and what you did. You reread your message, searching for something that could have caused it. Even when nothing stands out, the feeling doesn't just go away easily, because your brain is wired to look for emotional cause and effect constantly. And if you can't find the cause, you assume it must be you. So you try to fix it by changing your tone or sending another message. Not because you want to, but because it feels necessary to restore balance. And that's how emotional responsibility slowly becomes a habit you repeat daily, without even realizing how much energy it quietly takes from you. In relationships, this can feel like always being the one who adjusts first. You notice tension early and try to smooth it out before it grows. You apologize quickly, even when you're not fully sure what went wrong, because the discomfort of emotional distance feels heavier than being misunderstood. So you prioritize connection, even if it means ignoring your own feelings. And people might see you as easygoing, but there's more happening underneath. You're constantly managing emotional stability, even when no one else is, and that creates a silent imbalance you don't always talk about, because it feels normal to you, even if it slowly drains you. And that's where the deeper pattern starts becoming more visible. You begin to realize you're reacting to emotions before understanding your own. You feel others first, and yourself later, sometimes much later, and that creates confusion about what you actually feel inside, because everything blends together, making it harder to separate your emotions clearly. What feels like empathy can sometimes become emotional over-responsibility instead. And that difference is subtle, but it changes how you experience everything. Empathy connects, but over-responsibility absorbs and carries more than necessary. And when you carry too much, it becomes harder to stay grounded. So you start noticing how often you're adjusting instead of just existing. And that awareness feels unfamiliar, but also strangely accurate. Now you begin to see moments where you don't immediately react anymore. Someone's mood shifts, but you pause instead of absorbing it instantly. You still notice it, but it doesn't pull you in the same way. And that small pause starts to feel different, almost unfamiliar. Because for once, you're not trying to fix something immediately. You're just observing, without stepping into emotional responsibility right away. And that creates space between you and what others are feeling. A space where you can actually notice your own emotional state clearly. And maybe for the first time, you're not carrying everything around you. So tell me, have you been feeling emotions that were never yours to hold?